Good Sunday evening, everybody. That's not bad. Got 66% thumbs ups. Howdy, gang. All three of you. We're now live. Where you at? There's Bryce. What's happening, Bryce? Oop. Brother, Mr. Willie. Grinchy, howdy. I remembered to move my clock this time so you guys wouldn't be hearing it clicking. Howdy, Mr. Fisher. There's Miss Lisa. Hit that thumbs ups. Howdy, Ronnie. Howdy, Ronnie. I'm going to start this one off with my own fun little thing. Howdy, Rusty Repairs. Old Blue needs new parts. Howdy, Max, Glenn. James, howdy. I've had it with my ignition system causing me issues. And funny story about this. I bought a remanufactured distributor for Old Blue. And then it was superseded by this, and this is a new manufacturer. So the new manufacturer is supposed to be like $150 somewhere around there, but because I purchased one that was obsolete, they upgraded me to this one. I paid $52.95 for this. Just the ignition module is $54 and change. Isn't that nuts? Let me get over here and say hi to guys. But that'll be going in Old Blue. I may or may not show a video of that, depending on what the weather's like and if I can get it started and get it in the shop. Okay, James, howdy. Will he ever see a propane or electric governor Vanguard? Electric governed Vanguard? No. Boo, howdy. Wild Bill, howdy. Tim, howdy. Max. Yeah, all shiny, brand new. It's even got the GM part stamped on it. It's kind of hard to read there, but it's there. It's GM 23279 48/17. But brand spanking new. I'm digging it. That should take care of everything else is new in Old Blue. Coil's new. Ignition module's new. Cap is new. Plug wires are new. Plugs are new. And the only thing that was left that it could have been was just, and my distributor's got an awful lot of play. That was about the only thing left that it could be. So that's what I'm going with. Howdy, Guilford. How are you? It's great to see you again. Bill, howdy. Had to do the same thing to your Old Blue truck, just like yours. Yours probably has a 350, though, I'm guessing, Tim, right? This 4.3's got 250, just rolled 258,000 miles. That's 258,001 miles, and then it decided it was going to go. And then wouldn't start for days. And Miss Zippo and I stayed at her house this weekend. We stopped off at the house yesterday to drop groceries off on our way up to go see her mom. And I said, I'm going to see if Old Blue's going to start, just for the heck of it. And she goes, you know it's going to. It did. It's just because it warmed up. The pickup coil inside the cap is what's giving me my issues. Yeah, the ignition, I'll go ahead and take this apart and show you. I'll show you what went bad on mine. And it's not bad in terms of it's completely out. It's just hit and miss. And that's where the frustration lies. I never know from one day to the other if I'm going to go out and the truck's going to start or not. So rather than have that issue. See, once it starts first time in the morning, it'll start all day long. But it's that if it'll start in the morning. And I need a reliable truck. That's a truck that goes and picks up tractors and everything else. Well, Bill, howdy, howdy. Again. No, and the work truck just like the one you have, same color and engine, 4.3. I'll tell you, those 4.3s are awesome. Well, there's Mama Sweener, folks. Howdy, howdy, Mama Sweener. Okay, this here's the pickup coil. All right, this piece. This has gone kaput, almost kaput on mine. That is the ignition module, and this is replaceable. It's got heat sink paste that you put between it and here, and this is an aluminum base. The nice thing about this one versus the one that's in there is this is a steel base on the original distributor. This being aluminum is going to dissipate heat a lot better. It's a much improved design over the OEM, but this is the little guy right here that decided it was going to stop working. But this is how it came, complete. Brass terminal cap, brass terminal rotor, you know, everything is brand spanking new, lifetime warranty, and for less than what just the ignition module would have cost me. Not nuts. Everything's brand spanking new. Looking forward to popping that in, hitting that key, and having a reliable old beater work truck again. Even though Old Blue is on the chopping block, I am looking for a replacement, but I won't sell Old Blue without it being in good mechanical shape. So just so that's out there. Mike, that tractor guy, howdy, buddy. I was just thinking about you today about grabbing that spindle off. Let me catch up on some text here. Okay. Old Blue is in 1990. Yeah, we've got the same thing going on here, Wayne. We had a couple of nice warm days. You typically get the warmth that we experience, so that doesn't surprise me. What does a 4.3 equal to? Old guy, 283, 307, 327, or 350. Old guy. It's equivalent to a 350 with 2 cylinders cut off. That's exactly what it is. It's a small block Chevy with 2 cylinders removed, and they are one of 3 engines that were made by General Motors that are called an odd fire engine. The Buick 225, which became the Dauntless I talked about this once before in the Jeeps, the 4.3 and that 2.7 liter I just was mentioning, the 225, or 3.7 liter, excuse me, has a firing order that's 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they call it an odd fire because it is an odd firing order. It fires cylinder 6 first, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kind of bizarre, but I hope that answers your question, Ronnie. That's exactly what it is. It's a 350 with 2 cylinders whacked off. So same bore, same stroke, same cam, the whole 9, only everything is just missing 2 cylinders. Your distributor did that on your other truck. The cap had a very tiny crack, and once it started, it would hit all day like yours. Yeah, boo. It's the pickup coil in this one in this case, because on the distributor that's in, or not on that one, but the one that's in Old Blue, the one that's in Old Blue, absolutely everything is new. New coil, new cap, new rotor, new ignition module, new wires, new plugs, and even new wires going to the coil. And I thought that cured my problem. Then I go out to start it the next day, and I have a lot of play in my. I have a lot of play in that. It's 258,000 miles worth of wear on that thing. So, it's a $52.95 bargain just to get it up and going again. Howdy, Robert. How are you? Road King. We got Rhodey in the house, and Andrew Aaron's in the house. Okay, boo. Yep, I read that, Glenn. You know, you have to unplug the brown wire to take the distributor out of the loop when you set the base timing. Yes, Glenn. Yep. And I've even still got the old induction sun. No, mine's a snap-on timing light. So, yep. And I'll make sure I don't install it 180 degrees out. I've done that before. Odd fire because it fires at different degrees. liters through you. Yeah, it's a 263 cubic inch, 263, I believe, is what the 4.3 liter works out to. That's just off the top of my head. I might be a little bit off. Photographic memory. I had something else. I have an eidetic memory. It takes something triggering a memory for me to bring it back out. Twisted Metals of Texas. Howdy, brother. How are you? Well, yeah, it was times changer for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's super, super sloppy. I could take that and just, it was, I'm surprised it was even hitting. Really surprised. That'd be great if we can get, let's see, hopefully Bruce will pop in before we close out tonight. Bruce Pender, and possibly even Jonathan W. There's Elijah. Howdy, Elijah. I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you made it. I'll tell you what, Glenn, I'm okay with Fords. The old Y blocks, bulletproof. You know, the 352s, 360s, 390s, so on and so. Great, great engines. Sucked on gas, but great engines. So I don't hate on Fords. Dodge, I'm sorry. If one was on fire on the side of the road, I wouldn't pull off and unzip my pants to put it out. Wouldn't do it. I'd just let it burn to the ground. Howdy, Dave. Mr. Lambert, great to have you. And Chuck. Howdy, Chuck. Jesus clips. Jesus, there goes another one. Oops, there goes another. Is it a Z motor that's in there, Glenn? I would have to look at the VIN. Just a quick second. Yeah, I just happened to have the files here because I was updating all of my files on the vehicles. There's the work truck right there. Just a second, let me look. That was kind of handy, wasn't it? All right. Z, yes. It is a Z. Let me get caught up on comments. It is a Z code engine. So it's 160 horse, 263, if memory serves. 100. Yeah, it hadn't bumped up to 190 horse yet. So it's 160 horse. Get back up here. Chuck and Dave, hello again. Guilford, Zippo, my system's lagging bad. I'm going to log off and see what happens. Okay, Guilford. Like track guy, am I going to do a video on replacing that distributor assembly? Yeah, I think as long as I can get Old Blue in the shop, we're going to have a cold spell coming through. As long as I can get it in the shop, yeah, I'll go ahead and do it. Got plenty of lighting. I can get up under there. My cameras are small enough. I should be able to get in there and do a half decent job. So yeah, I'll do it. Sorry, sorry for the interruption. It was kind of important. Young lad I consider a son is losing his great grandma due to cancer. She's 93. She wanted to make it to her 93rd birthday, and she made it. Do I think I'll be home Friday? I'll have to answer him here in a minute. I love you too, Mama Sandra. Be careful. Yeah, and everybody, like she said, smash that thumbs up button. And it's not that difficult. If you've changed any small block distributors, it's same process as in the V6. And yeah, they're up against the firewall, and that can be kind of a pain. But in a truck, it's so much easier. So V8 is every 90 degrees, and even fire V6 is every 60 or 120, and I believe the odd fire is 90, then 150. I'd have to check, Bryce. I honestly cannot tell you. Couldn't be far enough if he tried. You're right, Dale. Nope. I'm sorry. I'm just not a Dodge guy. They rushed out really quick. They're problematic. They constantly have. I don't know. I'm not going to get into that. Mommy. Oh, Elijah. Hi, Mom. Are you watching me on TV again, Elijah? That's funny. 292. Whoa. 292. 263. Where did I get 263 at? 292 sounds right. Is that what it is? It is what it is, isn't it? 4.3 is a 260 or 292. I've got a program here that'll let me. Where'd it go? Where is it? Miss Zippo turned me on to it, as a matter of fact. The converter. Yeah, there it is, units plus. Okay. Volume. Liter. It would be a what? Liter. Hang on. Liter. There we go. 4.3. In inches. 262. It's a 262. Not 292. 262. And I said 263 because it's a 262 point blah 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 blah. But okay. I don't have enough bacon for everyone. I don't even have enough bacon for myself. Oh, he's got, okay, now I'm caught up. I'm sorry, Road King. You were talking about you've got the 292 in your F100. Gotcha, I'm caught up. And I love the decking on that you're doing. And I got to get on there and look. And I didn't watch it. I just saw the decking in the thumbnail because it was kind of a hectic weekend. Yeah, I had a 352 in my 67 Ford F100 farm truck. It was manual everything, but the smaller cubic inch Y blocks, in my opinion, were a lot more stout and a lot more durable. You got into the big cubic inches, parts were starting to get a little thin. Got roller rockers in it, and it's a better motor. It also has a balanced counterweight in the valley above the cam. The motor with the 6 cylinders had a shake. Yeah, they were inherently, yeah, they vibrated. So the Z block, so you're saying the Z code is just balanced better and has roller rockers. I'll tell you, with 258,000 miles on it, I don't go through a half a quart of oil in an oil change, and I've got bad valve guide seals. So it likes to puff a little bit of blue smoke every time I start it, but half a quart between oil changes every 3,000 miles. I'm scrolling down. Roll King, yeah, I caught it. You can never have too much bacon. You're exactly right, Tim. Okay, does anybody have, I mean, we're talking about the trucks and whatnot. Does anybody have any questions? Anything that you guys want to talk about or want to know? I haven't had a lot of videos coming out mainly because I've not been doing a lot. There's not a whole lot going on in the shop since I finished the little KLX 110, and I'm just kind of relaxing and taking it easy a bit. I do have a John Deere, the Z655, sitting out there to work on. I have three Craftsmans to pick up, one Troy-Bilt to pick up that needs a head gasket. But I've got 2 services, one Troy-Bilt. I've got Old Blue I've got to take care of. Ronnie, how's my neck? I look better. Not too bad. The procedure that I had definitely helped. It's making other aches and pains more pronounced now that the concentration isn't there, but I'm back to my old ordinary aches and pains. So feeling better. I'm feeling better. Thank you very, very much for asking, Ronnie. I'd billet rod swap first before camming because you'd have to do a lot of head work and everything else if you're going to cam swap. So cheaper. I'd start at the bottom end, work your way up. A lot of people say start at the top, work your way down. I would start, beef everything up from the bottom and work your way up. That's just me. That's my personal opinion. Yeah, Tim, I just, Ronnie just asked how I was feeling. And so howdy, John. Good to see you this weekend. That's a good deal, Glenn. On the engine, I wasn't aware that it was a roller rocker with the counterbalances because I do remember my 225 vibrated quite a bit until I put a timing chain in it, and then it was just smooth sailing. I mean, it was hydraulic lifters. But Tim, yeah, I just answered how I was feeling via Ronnie's asking. And thank you for saying it looked better. It might have to do with me trimming this thing way back. It was driving me bonkers. Bob, yours has are you running 305, 350, or 4.3? And yours is a Vortec versus my early non-Vortec. You're running MSD ignition. I'm okay with just, how much do I have? How much what do I have, Andrew? I'm okay with stock. I'm fine with stock. I don't have the first problem in the world with it. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel with that old truck with 258,000 miles on it. No snow, zero, zip zilch. I don't look a day over 30. Well, thank you, Elijah. You must be a young pup. I'm 52. 52. Yeah, I hear you, Glenn. 258,000 miles, over 250,000 miles. Old Blue's doing okay, but I want to get him running in good shape to pass him along to the next person. I've got to get a 3/4 or a 1-ton truck. Thinking about how to tackle an engine you wanted to send me, but I wasn't sure what you wanted to use it for, so I wasn't sure what kind of rhythms to shoot for. Okay, nothing more than 5,000 RPM, so that's a fairly mild build. It's like a stage 2 build. If you went that route, then that would just be heads, stronger spring, a head, stronger springs. You wouldn't have to worry about connecting rods at all. Wouldn't have to worry about the lower end at all on it. Leave the governor in it because it may be something that would go in a tractor and I would want to use it as a normal service duty. But I would just say, yeah, if you're going to build it, just do heads, springs, rockers. Go Power Sports has a lot of the parts too. And also, Bryce, know that they have Hemis now and non-Hemis. So make sure that when you're getting parts and building it, that you know if you have a hemispherical head or a standard. Had to replace throttle body. Had a crack in it too. I rebuilt my throttle body. It was giving me some issues, and they're really not that bad to rebuild. I threw new injectors in it, and it's surprisingly it's the exact same throttle body that's in Clifford in my 350. I hear you, Ronnie. I absolutely understand that, and I do. I've got that's 350. That's another 100,000 miles than Old Blue. I feel like I've got quite a few myself. Raining and snowing. I saw Lisa and I were looking at the weather map, and we saw that there was some precipitation up there. We weren't sure what the temperature was. Any shirts yet? I'm glad you asked. No. I am going this week to get the shirts ordered. And I'm sorry for the delay on that. That's just been my fault. I've been taking care of my health and recuperating and taking it easy and making sure that I'm ready to take on putting Smokey on the lift and ripping the engine out and doing all that kind of stuff. But this week I am going to order the shirts. Your buddy changes his timing gears and chains, pull plus the water pump every 100,000 miles. He's going on 600,000 miles now. But this one, the 258,000 miles is all on the original timing chain. I have a new water pump in it. And I just started having a radiator leak. You know how the plastic tanks on either side expand? Well, I've never had an overheat problem with it, and my antifreeze is good in there. But just over time and age, they give up. Well, Clifford's radiator gave out this summer. It's time for Old Blue to probably get a radiator before winter's out. So, Roger, shirts. I will have an update on shirts in a video in the coming week to let you guys know when they'll be available. Mr. Sweener, we just saw Mama a few minutes ago. So got Papa Sweener in the house. Pulled a TBI 454 in place if TBI 352. You're saying you can put a 454 TBI in place of the 350? I have heard there are also a number of mods that you can do to the existing 350 TBI unit to bring it way up to snuff and make it flow a lot more freely. Just takes a Dremel and a few hours of doing a bunch of smoothing here and there just to make everything flow a little better. And then also in the valve body, in between the two plates, a little bit of stuff you can do there too. 3/4 ton Avalanche with an 8 point. Good Lord, that's way too much of an engine for me, Glenn. I'm just looking for a 6-liter LS in nothing newer than a 2001 and a 3/4 ton. I only want 2-wheel drive. I don't need to run all that running gear. I've been driving in 2-wheel drive for years, and I don't get stuck very easy. So 2-wheel drive's all I want. I just want to have better towing capacity. Plus, I don't want it sitting way up in the air and make it more difficult for me to attach my trailers and to get all my goodies loaded in and out of the backside of my truck. Snowing there now, Glenn? Any guess how fast Trader would go with a Cars and Cameras motor? If I had a 50 horsepower motor, and it wouldn't go any faster. Well, it would because the engine turns higher RPM. But I would not put that kind of horsepower in that 50-year-old transmission. I'd have to do a live axle swap and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think Trader would be a fun little straight line. Take on the drag rail. That would be a neat build. Willie asks, let me try that again. Would you add the Cyclops light to a 725 that did not have it originally? The little knockout plug is still in the hood, or should I leave it alone? Willie, absolutely put the headlight in. The correct headlight for your 725 will be a guide lamp, and the light switch for it will be right in the center of where it says guide lamp. Right in the center of it. So if you can find a later model headlamp bucket that has no holes in it at all for a light switch, just drill a hole straight through the center of it, wire it in there, toggle switch. But I say yes, absolutely do it. In fact, if you need a pattern on what the light bracket looks like, as long as you send it back to me, I can send you one for a pattern. You can make yourself one, then send me mine. Send me mine back. But yeah, yep. Absolutely put a light in it. Do I want a Ford or Chevy F-250 or a Chevy 2500? Either one. I do not want a Dodge. Do I need to scroll up, Tim? You put the rear main in. Your rear main seal on the engine was leaking. You put a couple cups of transmission fluid in the engine, I'm assuming in the engine oil, and that helped condition the seal and stopped your leak. I assume that's what you did. I've heard of people doing that. 496 with a tuner 360 horse. Good Lord. That's yeah. I've heard of people doing that, reconstitute the seals. Yep. That's a lot of engine. Good Lord, Glenn. That's a lot of engine. And in an Avalanche, of all things. Is it at least a Z66, a 2-wheel drive Avalanche? Or is it a 4-wheel drive? A lot of people might not know. You got Z71 Avalanches. That's a 4-wheel drive off-road package. A Z66 Avalanche looks just like a Z71 Avalanche, Chevy Avalanche. But it is a 2-wheel drive only, rear-wheel drive. It's kind of neat. Yes. Bryce, because I don't know what it'll go in. I have no idea what it'll go in. So yes. Look up on YouTube, JC Smith Projects. He has a Ford pickup. He will do you right. Yeah, but where is it though? That's a big thing, Doug. I can't travel great distances to pick up a truck. Not snowing in Shawano yet, Glenn. Okay, can do. I know people get rid of them sometimes. Yeah, may as well have it just in case. Ohio, that's not too bad, Doug. Okay. JC Smith Projects. Oh, wait, why does that sound familiar? That's not that F100 he bought for $100, is it? Hang on, guys. Gotta write this down. I'm pretty good at finding vehicles that I'm wanting, and I'll typically give myself a year or two to find what I'm looking for. Just like, I mean, the last two trucks I've gotten have found me. The two trucks prior to that found me also. So the right truck is going to fall in my lap, and Doug, that may very well be it. I will, if you have his email, Doug, I'd prefer. Tim, have a great evening. Have a great evening. And Walking Dead's over until the second half of the season starts up next year. Z71 four-wheel drive. So, Tim, be safe. Love you, brother. What transmission is it running, Glenn? Thank you, Doug. Thank you. Thinking with that much horsepower behind it, it's got to be built. Is that I forget. You'll let me know, Glenn. You are what, Elijah? I am. I was thinking of 4L90 or 4L80, one of the two. Bob, thank you very, very much. Yeah, guys, hit the thumbs up button. That would be awesome if you haven't already. Sorry, Zip, but I got to go eat dinner with the family. Have a good one. God bless and cheers. Enjoy the dinner with the family. Family, great son you've raised there. We'll see you, Elijah. Take care. So I've got a 4L60 in Clifford and a 700R in Old Blue. Yes, shirts are going to be available on Facebook. So if you guys just go to my homepage, just type in Zippo Varga, go to my homepage. There's a link on my banner in the lower right-hand corner to click to go to my Zippo Varga page. And that's where you will be able to order the shirts, and you'll pay me through PayPal. Or you guys can just pay me directly through PayPal and avoid Facebook altogether. What am I working on now? Distributor for Old Blue is going to be going in this week. I have a John Deere 655 in the shop that is a no start and has a couple of other problems. It's been in a couple times. It gets road hard and put away wet. I have 2 Craftsmen to pick up to do service on. I have 1 Craftsman to pick up and repair starter on, and payment on that one is going to be a freebie Craftsman with broken steering, much like the one that I've already got here. Then I've got a whole bunch of tractors that I need to part out, pull the best parts off of, and get the rest of them, sadly, taken to the scrap heap. Glenn, Allison. Oh, okay. Lightest one is the same one they put behind the 5.3, and then they got another electric transmission that is heavier than the first. Okay, cool. For a lady, you think, David? 490, 480. Well, apparently it's a Allison. And David, when I talk about Dodge, it's just my personal preference. I love your Dodge. That is, they're cool and clean. Brian, what am I parting out? I'll do a video on everything that's going to get parted out. I have, there's a number of them that are too far gone to salvage. I do have the MTD Tradesman that I would like to sell whole as a runner. It does run. I don't know if it drives, but it has a high-low transmission. It's a 14-speed or 12-speed high-low transmission. That's all right, Willie. I couldn't even venture a guess, and come to find out, it's got an Allison transmission in it. If I ever need Craftsman parts, you have a huge supply of used deck parts, especially. Feel free to get a hold of you. Will do, Mike. Yeah, and I know you do. You worked for him for one. Yes, Glenn. Correct. And that's what's in Old Blue. Love it. It's bulletproof. Great transmission. With the 4.3 behind it, or even with a 350 behind it. My 4L60 in Clifford has a valve body issue with overdrive right now that I have to take care of. The Cub Cadet, with the Cummins on it, I've not done anything with it. Yeah, you haven't seen a video on it. That's one of the projects that I've got to get in the shop after I get all the work done. I'm just going to retrofit a different coil on it. It's just missing spark is all it is all that I think is wrong with it. But someone's gone in and hacked the wiring, so I got to trace the wiring and figure all that out. And if that one comes around and turns out to be half decent, it's going to Miss Zippo so that she can have a foot-controlled riding mower. And it seems to be built pretty well for an MTD. So, and Mike, thank you very, very much for that offer. Thank you. And I need to dig Mike's spindle out. I've got his muffler ready. I need to dig your spindle out. I have a visual on it. It's just behind some stuff that's keeping me from being able to actually physically get it out and hold it in my hands and pull it's the whole axle, and that one spindle's hanging in there. So we're at 38 minutes. We'll give it another 3 or 4 minutes, and then we're going to call it a night so that everybody can get on with enjoying their evenings. Brian, just to give you a quick rundown, there's going to be there's going to be a square body Craftsman with a single cylinder Kohler in it that runs. It's going to be getting parted out with a 5-speed transmission. There's another one very similar to that, only a little bit later model, with a blown engine that's going to be getting parted out. There is a Troy belt, MTD made Troy belt, that has a blown engine and a lot of other little issues with it. It's going to be getting parted out. It's got some really nice sheet metal that somebody locally may want or need. But as far as good parts that are going to be left over, I'm going to have 2 good Craftsman rear ends to add to my collection of Peerless rear ends. It's a variable drive transmission on the Troy belt. I'm not even going to mess with that. I'll just take it apart and scrap it for aluminum. Sorry. Wheels and tires and everything. Tires are just going to get cut down. I've got so many wheels and tires that I could outfit an army of garden tractors and riding mowers right now. So, but if anything that I mentioned sounds interesting, there's not going to be any old vintage stuff that's going to get parted. I still have an old Gilson made Wards GT16 that has an Eaton transmission in it, high and low hydro transmission in it, with a Briggs 16 horse that I've not touched since last year. I still have my old B10 that needs a new bevel gearbox put in it. I still have the MTD Tradesman. Like I said, I did get that engine running. I have the Cub Cadet that's going to get resurrected, I hope. Yeah, and then the 2 square body Craftsmans, the 1 later model Craftsman, and the Troy built. That's everything, I think, right now. No, it's not a true Cub, Boo. It's a MTD Cub. Hey, no problem, Mike. Howdy, William. We're going to be shutting her down here in just a couple minutes, but I am really glad that you made it in here. Yeah, I hear you, David. I would own one with a Cummins. I would stop there. Just the rest problems, and you just hear nightmares about them. You just hear nightmares about them, and I'd rather just avoid those. But yeah, if I had to come, in fact, I'd take the Cummins and stuff the Cummins in old blue. I have a beast of a truck. Wouldn't have to go looking for another one. All right, John, thank you very, very much for stopping in. Everybody, Doug, I'm doing the live. I haven't gone over to check and see if I've gotten an email yet, but as soon as I get off of here, I will. Roger, thank you very, very much. Doug, send me an email. I will check to see if I have a 633A Peerless out there. If I had to work on any of those lovely General transmissions made out of plastic being used in Craftsman Husqvarna tractors. No, Mike, I have not had the displeasure yet. Wild Bill, take care. Miss Zippo, if you're listening in, we're getting ready to say our byes. What did I ask for I haven't asked for anything for Christmas. I'm letting everybody just take a stab at in the dark to see what I want. Mr. Willie, great seeing you. Bob, have a good week as well. We'll see you guys next Sunday. You need a Peerless tranny, the pill-shaped one for the commercial pro line. Stand behind. Might have to email you on the details on that one. That sounds good to me, Boo. Let me know. I can get pictures up of all of the Peerless that I currently have. I think I've got 5 or 6 of them. So, okay, sounds good, Mike. Yeah, it doesn't sound like it's much fun. Everybody, thank you all very, very much. Miss Lisa, hopes everyone has a great week, as she just said over there in the comments. Easy, Rhodey. Easy. It's okay. It's all right. You'll see me on the next one, next Sunday. All right. Love all you guys. I will see you next weekend, and hopefully through the week, I'll throw up a video or 2 for you. See you guys. Peace out.